hello, groupies. Hello, and good morning. Let's see where I'm at. It's 3:31 a.m. here in Houston, Texas. Wow, it's a beautiful morning. I just walked outside, man. It feels great out there. The weather finally cooled down here in Houston, which is good. Yeah, I'm going to move that cardboard box back to get the lighting better in here. Lighting's dim again. Let me see. Maybe my camera's polished here. Maybe that'll, no, it would be dim. Uh, oh my God. Even though I bought this computer over a year ago, I think I'll buy another one. The sound setting keeps changing, different things. Let's see. Mm. Oh well, never the mind with that. But let me make sure my sound is okay so that my audio's not screwed up. That likes to screw up too. But this is a part two to what a video I made, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, called A Crazy Friend Lost Their Mind or Something. Well. Lo and behold, out of random, it was Wednesday, day before yesterday. I thought, let me go ahead and try to call Johnny. Because I noticed he's still in my contacts. I thought I'm just going to call him. And it was about 6 p.m. Wednesday of this week. And this time, I know he has kept my phone number by my name in his contacts list. Because when I call him, he's like real cheerful and delightful, like he was some 7 months ago. Hello, Earl. I said, well, hello, John. And of course, I didn't let on. I picked up like where I left off 7 months ago. Because I thought, you know, when a person, they ignore you for 7 months from March 20th earlier this year, all the way up to 2 days ago. And then when they do answer the phone finally, they act like nothing is wrong, nothing ever happened. A person like that is a major game player, or they have a sociopathic type mind, or they might suffer from a mental disorder, obviously. But so I don't know what I'm dealing with there, but I do go back to what I said in my first video about this 2 weeks ago. I do think he's crazy because he has to be crazy. Anybody that was suddenly, when there was nothing wrong the last time we talked, when January, February, March 20th of this year at 6:30 p.m., he called me and he said, Earl, I've got a part number for a part I need looked up for the intake tube for my 78 GMC van. And I'm like, okay, give me the part number. He said, well, I can't now. I got to get out of my van and go into my apartment. The part number's in my apartment. After that, from that time, I didn't hear from him, as most of you know that watch my videos, for 7 months. From March 20th up to Wednesday of this week is right at 7 months. Okay. Yeah, a person like that, and I would leave him 3 messages a week because I thought he's like 65 years of age now. I thought he may have died, had a stroke, He may have been knocked down in the parking lot, murdered, many things, came to my mind where I thought this, that may have happened. But I never got an answer. I looked for, in autopsies, I didn't find anything on him, nothing at all. So I thought, well, if something happened to him, I suppose I will never know. Now this, like one woman thought I was talking about an online acquaintance print. No, this person's not online acquaintance. I know this person physically in the physical, okay? In real life. They're not an internet buddy. Nothing like that. But again, just at random, I decided to call him day before yesterday. Hello, Earl. How you doing? And I thought, okay, he's acting like 7 months never happened. Like only an hour's gone by or a day or 2 days have gone by. And I thought, okay, let me go along with this and act like, oh yeah, 7 months didn't just happen. To where you totally ignored me, never returned my messages. So I'm like, oh, I'm doing great, John, which I am and was 2 days ago. Okay, and he says, so how you doing and all this? How's those cars doing? I said, oh, they're great. And I just told him about things I'd been doing, my life in general, things like that. Because I do like to talk. And I said, hey, John, uh, were you in jail for like 7 months? Or did something happen? Did you have a stroke, John? He said, well, why do you ask me that? I said, well, John, I've called you like 2 times a week, left messages, you never returned. Like 7 months has gone by. He says, oh, it's because of what you said. I said, what I said? He said, well, when I was getting out of my van, go get that part number, you said I was jerking off in my van in the front seat. And I told him, I said, John, I never said that to you. And he said, yes, you did. Yes, you did. So I just skipped over that and I'm like, oh. I said, well, I don't know nothing about that. He said, and the other reason I did call you back when I got my apartment and you said you couldn't find the part. And I said, John, I know that's not true, John, because if you called me about an in-cut type tube pipe that goes to the air cleaner from the throttle body on your vehicle. I said, no, John, I could find that, on eBay probably or another parts site. I said, no, I wouldn't have told you I can't find it. I might have told you I hadn't found it yet or I'll try, but I wouldn't have said I can't find that part. No, that's ridiculous. That can't be right. That's what you said, so I just go along with that. Oh, okay, okay. Um, what are we dealing with, people, man? What are we dealing with? Okay, I just sent him an email to his Gmail address, and I told him, I said, John, I think you need to get counseling. And I told him again, see, I didn't want to let the maybe by him saying two things that are actually lies unless he imagined it and he's got a mental disorder. You said I was jerking off in the front seat in my van, or the other lie, you said you couldn't find that part. Two lies or misunderstanding. Maybe he told these lies so that I would start saying, I didn't say that, you son of a bitch, or start arguing back. Then that would give him a reason to say, that's why I don't talk to you no more. You see? I think maybe that might have been what was happening. What kind of a nut do you think this person is. Now, with this information to add, what kind of crazy person are we talking about here? But anyway, a person can't tell me I'm going to say something that is against my very being. I would never I might tell people I'm not going to look up a part, but I would never say I can't find that part. I might say I haven't found it yet. If it's for a 1928, uh, something made in Russia, I'll say I hadn't found it yet. But I'm not going to say I can't find that. No, that's not me, people. That's not me. Because I've worked on about every kind of car there is, and I'm a determined person. I will get a car right, and I've had some very old stuff, vintage vehicles, a lot of older Harley Davidson. I get parts that I'm looking for. But anyway, that's where we're at now, and I just wanted to bring that up. What kind of mental disorder would this be? But when a person tells me, if they say I did something or I said something, when I never said it or did it, and they just keep it that way, because see, the only way where I could keep talking to him to kind of see what's going on here, because he's acting very friendly, like he's a friend and interested. Like, but hey, Earl, what have you been doing? How's those great cars you got? You see? So I didn't argue with him and say, look, I never said that. Because see, it would have started going back and forth. Yes, you did. You said that. And I'd say, no, I didn't. I didn't. So, you see? You see what he was trying to create there? But I didn't go for it. I just thought, let him prove to me he's a psycho case. Because he has to be, okay? But anyway, I know this much about him now. Well, first off, I know he didn't die or get killed. Now, it is possible maybe he was incarcerated and went to jail for a while. Maybe he's too ashamed to tell me that something happened. Because anybody that they're not going to speak to you or return any of your calls for 7 months, and then suddenly you call them and you just do it in a random moment, you know, and hey, hi, Earl, always. And then they tell you, you said two things that you never said. What kind of a crackpot do we have there, people? What kind of a crackpot do we have on our hands? See, it's not that this is bothering me or driving me crazy because I know he's crazy. He has a mental disorder, either that or he's psychotic. They say narcissists have evil disorders like that. They will do you wrong and then they'll let some time go by and then they'll call you as though nothing's wrong, like nothing happened. You know, so that is also a form of narcissism. But okay, later. Anybody want to be on the camera? Hey, Mr. Champ. Yeah, Mr. Champ, he's over there eating some chicken breast right now. I'm glad. I love them all. I do love these cats. Here's another one. You can see their pretty ears over here, one of the Black Panther cats. And another one right by my side. Usually two or three of them are always at my side, right up here in my recliner. But anyway, later, people, and thank you, Jesus Christ, that you gave me good memory, and I know myself well enough. People can't say, hey, Earl, you said this. Hey, Earl, you did that. I know the difference. Thank you for my discernment and my intelligence, Almighty God, and Jesus Christ. I love you, Jesus Christ. Later.